Welcome to the Golden Mathematician YouTube channel, where mathematics is simplified and broken down to the tiniest pieces, just so you can understand and develop love for mathematics. Get ready with me to unlock the world of numbers, equations, and problem solving. Whether you're just a math lover, student, or someone who is just curious and wants to know more about the beauty of mathematics, you are in the right place. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell icon so you never miss out on new videos. So without further ado, let's explore, learn, and conquer mathematics. So in the last video, we began talking about functions in calculus. We said a function is a mathematical relationship between two or more variables such that a change in one of the variables is going to lead to a change in the other variable. We explained in details in the last video what function is. We gave examples of functions. I think I gave 7 different types of function in the video, but we are not really going to go much into what we talked about in the last video. That's the part 1 of this series, and this video about to record, or we're about to go into, is the part 2 of the series of functions in calculus. So let's just dive right into today's video. In case you missed out on the last video, you can go through my channel and you see the part 1 of the video, because I feel you have to watch the part 1 of the video to have understanding, or a certain understanding, before you can watch today's video. So enough of the talk, let's dive right in. So we are going to be starting by solving a question on functions, and the question says, given f of t is equal to, open a bracket, 2t plus 3 close bracket, all divided by, open a bracket, t minus 1 close bracket. Now that is f of t. What are we told to find? We are told to find f of 1 over t, that is f of, open a bracket, 1 over t close the bracket. So what do you think we are going to do? Well, the first thing we have to do is a direct substitution, meaning wherever we see t, we are going to be imputing 1 over t. It is as simple as that. It is as straightforward as that. Wherever we see t in f of t, we are going to replace the t with 1 over t. And why is that? And that's because we are looking for f of 1 over t. So f of 1 over t is now going to be equal to 2, open a bracket, 1 over t. Now this 1 over t is replacing the t that was in 2t plus 3. So we have 2, open bracket, 1 over t close bracket plus 3, all divided by 1 over t minus 1. That is, open a bracket, 1 over t close bracket minus 1. By expanding the bracket we have in our numerator, we are going to have 2 over t plus 3, all divided by 1 minus t, all divided by t. Now how did we get the 1 minus t, all divided by t? So basically I assumed that we all are good with our LCM, but for the sake of those who don't know, or who are not very good with LCM, I'm going to show you how we got 1 minus t, all divided by t. So originally we had 1 over t minus 1 as our denominator. So that one there is the same thing as 1 over 1. 1 over 1 is still the same thing as 1. Now I just had to rearrange it so that both of the fractions can have a denominator. So the denominator of 1 over t is t, while the denominator of 1 over 1, which is 1, is 1. Is that clear? So now we are going to find the LCM of the two denominators, which is t and 1, and the LCM of t and 1 is t. So now we have our LCM, which is t. So t now will be our new denominator. And what are we going to do? We are going to use our denominator to divide the denominator of the first fraction, that is 1 over t. So we are going to have t divided by t, which is 1, and then we use that answer 1 to multiply the numerator, which is 1. So 1 times 1 is 1. So that's how we got that first one. Then how did we get the minus t? So as we said for the first part, we are going to use t, which is the LCM, to divide the denominator of the second fraction. And what is the denominator of the second fraction, which is 1 over 1? That's 1. The denominator is 1. So t divided by 1 is what? T. And t, we are going to use that answer t to multiply the numerator of the second fraction, which is 1. And t times minus 1, t times minus 1 is minus t, and that's how we came about the answer 1 minus t all divided by t. I just hope it is really clear enough. I just assumed that, okay, for anybody to want to know more about functions, you should be very good with your lowest common multiple. With that being said and done, the new equation we have at hand is 2 over t plus 3. That's our new numerator, whilst our new denominator is 1 minus t all divided by t. Are we together? Looking at our new numerator, you will see that the same LCM is going to come in place. We still need LCM to be able to simplify our numerator. Now what are we going to do? Same process as before. What is the LCM? What is the LCM of the two denominators? The first denominator is t, while the other denominator is 1, because 3 over 1 is the same thing as 3. So the two denominators are t and 1. So what is the LCM of t and 1? Clearly it is t. That's good. So now we are going to use t, which is the LCM, to divide the first denominator, which is t. T divided by t is 1, and then we are going to use the answer that we got to multiply the numerator of the first fraction. I'll come again. The first step is to find the two denominators of the two different fractions, which is t and 1. That's the first step. Next, we are going to find the LCM of the two denominators, that is, find the LCM of t and 1, and we agree that the LCM of t and 1 is t. That's the second step. The third step, we are to multiply we are to divide the LCM t by the denominator of the first fraction, that is t, our LCM, divided by t, which is the denominator of the first fraction, and we agree that t divided by t is 1. And now we are going to use that 1 to multiply the numerator of the first fraction, and that's how we got 2. I just hope it is clear and understandable. So the same process is going to repeat itself. T divided by the denominator of the second fraction, which is 3 over 1. T divided by 1 is t. Then we are going to use that t to multiply the numerator of the second fraction, which is 3, and that's how we came about 3t. All in all, we now have 2 plus 3t all divided by t as our new numerator. Then remember, our denominator still remains 1 minus t all divided by t. So our numerator has a numerator and denominator of its own, and our denominator also have a numerator and denominator of its own. So what are we going to do? There's something we are going to do. We are going to use an inverse method. We're going to use an inverse method. Some people prefer to call it how was this word? I can't really remember, but some people call it, I can't really remember, but I do call it the inverse method, where whenever we have a numerator and a denominator, and the numerator also contains a numerator and denominator of its own, and the denominator also contains a numerator and denominator of its own, I am going to use what I call the inverse method. And what is this inverse method? The inverse method will allow me, or permits me, to bring down my numerator as a normal existing fraction of its own, and then I will change that division sign to a multiplication sign. I will change the division that is binding the numerator and the denominator to a multiplication sign. Then when I change it to a multiplication sign, I'm now going to inverse the fraction. Meaning the original denominator of the fraction will become the numerator, whilst the numerator will now become the denominator. A lot of talk, it may sound confusing, but let's look at what I'm trying to say. Let's look at it in terms of numbers. So now it means that 2 plus 3t all divided by t all divided by 1 minus t all divided by t is the same thing as 2 plus 3t all divided by t multiplied by t divided by 1 minus t. So that is the conclusion of all I've been trying to say. Yeah, so now we are just left with 2 plus 3t all divided by t multiplied by t divided by 1 minus t, and that is our f of 1 over t. For simplicity's sake, or for going further sake, we are going to multiply the two fractions. Yeah, so 2 multiplied by t is going to give us 2t, and 3t multiplied by t is going to give us 3t squared. Or no, rather than us going through the stress of multiplying, if you look at the denominator of the first fraction, you see a t, and if you look at the numerator of the second fraction, you see a t. The both t can take out each other, so t is going to cancel t. Therefore our final answer would be 2 plus 3t all divided by 1 minus t. Therefore f of 1 over t is equal to 2 plus 3t all divided by 1 minus t.